bamboo with 100 knots. Once upon a time, there was a kind young man without family. Had to work for a rich man. He was a tireless worker. As the rich man didn't want to pay him, he called the young man and said, "If you do not spare your effort and work from morning to night, I give you the hand of my youngest daughter." As naive as his master was crafty, the young man started to work eagerly, and for 3 years busied himself with all the household tasks. The rich man kept getting wealthier and wealthier. He bought new houses and lands, but he still felt demanding. After 3 years, the master wanted to fool the young man again by giving him a good thrashing. "You have been working really hard throughout the years. I'm preparing for your wedding. But if you want it to become a reality for you, go into the forest and bring me back a bamboo with 100 knots. We will make from it the most beautiful chopsticks in the world. Then you will become my daughter's husband." The young man, who never meant any harm, believed him and left for the forest. He looked and looked, but where could he find a bamboo with 100 knots? Discouraged, he fell down at the foot of the tree and started to cry. Suddenly, a venerable old man appeared before him. "Why are you crying, my child?" he asked. The young man told him his story. "Go and cut down bamboo, count 100 knots, and bring them to me." The old man bent down and murmured in a low voice, "Come in at once, come in at once," 3 times. Scarcely had he uttered these words when the 100 bamboo stumps rolled towards each other and joined together, forming a huge bamboo with 100 knots. But how could he carry such a long bamboo across wooded country? Spreading his hand over the bamboo, the old man repeated very softly, "Come out at once, come out at once," 3 times. And the bamboo broke up into 100 stumps, which the young man immediately made into 2 bundles. He wanted to throw himself at the old man's feet to thank him, but the Buddha, for that was who he was, had already disappeared. When he got back, he found the 2 families in the middle of a wedding, and he had learned that a very rich district chief asked for the rich man's daughter hand in marriage for his son. Her father, forgetting the promise which he never meant to keep, agreed. Finding himself victim of a hoax, he silently put aside the bamboos at the front door. The master scornfully reproached him. "I did not ask you for a bamboo with 100 separate knots, but 1 bamboo with 100 knots." The young man bended down and whispered very quickly. The bamboo joined up instantly, turned into a shining bamboo. Feeling bizarre, the rich man came close to touch the bamboo. The young man murmured, come in at once." The bamboo tied up the master, who unsuccessfully fought angrily to try to free himself. The district chief, who wanted to help him, were themselves tied up in his turn. Only their cries and howls of pain could be heard. They were scared to death and begged for his forgiveness and asking for the release of the culprits. The young man didn't say a word, so the master promised to let his daughter marry the man and swore not to fool him ever again. The young man murmured, come out at once." Then both men are released. Overruled for the first time in his life, the master could do no less than give the young man his daughter's hand in marriage, and the ceremony were organized for the young man, and they lived happily ever after.